today. So grab hold of the handlebars, all right? And what we're doing is we're showing that you support your weight you support your core with your legs, and you lower your center of gravity with your feet. You don't use your body. People will hang on to the bike and think that that's lowering the center of gravity. All that's doing is sticking you in a position that you're like committed to. So what we're talking about here, it doesn't really matter so much what bike that you're on, okay? Dirt bikes, we ride dirt bikes like this. We stick them under us and we screw on the power. Street bikes, you always want to set them back on their wheels. So being planned out what you're going to do on your motorcycle is really significant, okay? Being at cause and knowing what you're going to do before you get there, so you're not busy when you get to a corner, okay? So you basically are bringing the mechanics of riding farther back from where you have to implement it and pushing your planning farther out, so everything kind of slows down. I mean, you've had those days where everything just seems to be clicking, right? Right. Have you had the other day where everything is kind of not so sure?
Sometimes the same day.
Same day, okay. Well, the reason is, in one scenario you're like kind of riding back here, and in the other scenario you're riding really ready, so you know what's coming. And you can intuitively slow things down by just looking down the road, but the same as trying to walk across the parking lot. I mean, looking at your feet versus looking where you're going, right? Okay, so just talking about riding ready here, before you get to your corner, okay, just take a corner for example, you load your foot pegs, right? So you're kind of hovered on the seat, and you just take the bike and you just move it over maybe this much. And this is why it's really important to keep your hands light, because if you're locked on the bike like this, you can't really maneuver the bike as well as you can if you're just like light and you just like kind of move the bike over, okay? So we move the bike over, we're standing on the foot pegs, right? Okay. Then you implement your order of events. Brakes, gear, tip it in and hit the gas. And when you're riding like this, when your body is set by your handlebars, it's a much more precise way of setting your bike up for a corner versus if you're coming up to a corner and you just jump out of the seat. I mean, this kind of movement is going to vary, right? And riding motorcycles in a refined fashion, it's really significant to be able to replicate the same event over and over again, okay? So we're set up for the corner, we go to the brakes, we tip the bike in, and as we pick up speed, we naturally lean more, but you really are trying to push the bike up to its tires, okay? Okay. So eventually, you're going to come to the point where you're dragging a knee on the ground on a track scenario, but on the street, you really don't even have to go that far. I mean, you're really riding the bike like right turn, left turn, right turn, left turn, just that easy.
On the body positioning, how far front, forward, or back? Sometimes in the street, I tend to get squished up front.
Yeah, I think with that in mind, it's important to get your legs as strong as you can get them, because if you're able to support your weight with your legs, okay, you're always going to remain in a more at cause riding position versus being affected by what's going on. And this is just, it's like skiing or snowboarding or any kind of muscle memory type of sport. You just you cannot get around the fact that you have to have a certain level of conditioning to be able to get done what you need done.
So on the muscles, you're talking about the muscles in the legs, are these the squeezing part or the lifting part?
This supporting part. And when I'm on the track, I'm really just kind of hovering on the seat most of the time.
Okay. Barely touching.
Not so much gripping the bike, because you really want to be independent of the bike. Okay. And you really want to be independent of the bike. So say we're setting up for a corner, okay?
Okay.
So you're loading your foot pegs, right? Okay. And you're going to move your bike over, okay?
Okay.
So your head is going to come over like this, and you never have your head level with the horizon because your helmet is going to stuff you on your shoulder, and you're going to end up in this position where you can't do anything if you need to, move the bike, okay? But if your head is tilted square and remains square on your shoulders, okay, and when you're turning left or whatever direction you're turning, you're always loading the inside peg more, okay? So we're supporting this peg, okay? And your butt really doesn't move out of the seat, but you're more like extending and drawing the bike around the corner like this. So you're looking out the top of your head. It's almost like just looping out an airplane or something. I mean, you're always like looking through the top of your helmet. Okay. You're never really like this because you're stuck, and see, Colin like this can move the bike and continue pushing the bike. I mean, if we pulled you enough this way, we could rip the bike off the stand. There's that much leverage. All right. Okay. Awesome. So the pillars here, right? Don't forget to breathe, right? Relax, right? Checking in with yourself. Am I relaxed? Shake your arms out. Support yourself with your legs. Okay. This is set up for the corner. Okay. So body, brakes, here, tip it in with the gas. We always want to tip into a corner on the gas because if you're going into a turn not on the gas, you are, and sometimes, I mean, depending on the scenario, I think on the street, we really want to be in a constant state of control because we never know what's going to happen. Whereas in a track, you have more that you can bank on. I mean, you know that the surface is clean. You have other people around making sure that the environment is whole and safe, and you don't have animals running around or campers coming at you, right? So you can ride with total commitment. But on the street, we are better off if we focus on late apexing corners, not turning in too early, waiting. So the advent of being able to plan, okay, so get your bike in position, brakes, get in right here, and wait till your turn-in point and roll on the throttle.
Where's my head? Oh, I'm completely off my head, aren't
I think two really good examples of how to ride a motorcycle well are Casey Stoner and Valentino Rossi, and you look how those guys ride the bike, and I mean, if you just look at some of their aerial type pictures, they will like. Let's get someone else up here.
Thank you.
There you go, come on. Okay.
Thanks.
Are we us? How like you, right? Or set somewhere in between if you want to do it on this one. Just jump on there and